Have you ever noticed how AI can feel like a total genius one minute and then a clueless infant the next? Well, you are not alone. So today we're going to give AI its 2025 report card, based on the very latest from the Law 2025 workshop, where some of the sharpest minds in the world are trying to figure out this exact paradox. And that right there is the core puzzle we are digging into. We're going to explore this fascinating split personality by looking at where AI is making these incredible superhuman breakthroughs, truly genius-level stuff, and then where it's failing at tasks a toddler could probably figure out. You see, the entire field of AI is making this huge pivot right now. We're moving away from these passive models that are basically just brilliant librarians, they know a ton of stuff, to active agents that can actually do stuff in the world. Think resourceful field operative. This is the next big frontier, and as we're about to find out, it's a way tougher challenge than you might think. All right, let's open up this report card. First up, the A+ subjects. Where is AI just absolutely crushing it? This right here is a massive headline. And look, we're not talking about some standard textbook problem. We're talking about an AI showing the kind of creative, multi-step thinking you need to compete with the brightest young physicists on the entire planet. This is legit, elite, human-level performance on one of the toughest tests out there. So what's the secret sauce? How did it do it? Well, this AI, Physics Supernova, isn't just a giant brain. It's what we call an agentic system. Think of it less like a supercalculator and more like a really smart project manager for its own brain. It knows exactly which digital tools to use, like Wolfram Alpha for the heavy math or an image analyzer for diagrams, and it knows how to put them all together to get the job. Okay, so it can master the laws of the universe, that's one thing. But can it handle the unwritten, kind of chaotic laws of a dinner party? Well, believe it or not, AI is making some really stunning progress in the messy, complex world of human intentions and social dynamics. The key is this new method called the S³AP framework. You can think of it like giving the AI a cheat sheet for social situations. Instead of just winging it, it forces the AI to ask, what's the current state? What does each person observe? What actions are they taking? And what's their secret plan? It's a way to put some logical order on the beautiful chaos of just people being people. And the results? Well, they speak for themselves. Just look at that jump on the chart. By giving the AI this structured way to think, its ability to figure out what other people are thinking, what researchers call theory of mind, shot up by a staggering 51%. Turns out a little structure goes a long, long way. All right, so far so good, right? AI's acing physics, it's nailing social psychology, it's looking like a total genius. But now we get to the part of the report card where things get, well, really, really ugly. So here's a test for you, and it seems ridiculously simple. It's something you do all the time without even thinking about it, building a mental map of a room, even the parts you can't see. Researchers call it spatial mental modeling. So how does our physics genius do on this one? Piece of cake, right? The answer? A spectacular failure. The MindCube benchmark proved that even the most advanced AI models are basically just randomly guessing. They have almost zero ability to imagine the parts of a room they can't see. It's this shocking, massive gap in basic, real-world reasoning. Suddenly, the genius looks like an infant who can't even play peekaboo. And the failures don't stop with just space. There's another big F on this report card. And this one's for long-term memory. A test called ENACT checked this by giving an AI a sequence of simple household tasks, like the steps to make a meal. Now, what's wild about this is how fast it all falls apart. As you can see here, the AI starts out strong, but after just a few steps, its accuracy completely tanks. By the time it gets to step 5, poof, it's what researchers call a long horizon collapse, which is a fancy way of saying the AI has completely forgotten what it was trying to do in the first place. It just can't hold a plan in its head. So these huge, spectacular failures in really basic stuff like space and memory, they're forcing everyone to completely rethink how we're building these things. It turns out it's not about having a bigger brain. It's about finding a much, much better way for them to learn, a revolutionary new study habit, if you will. You see, for a long time, the thinking was pretty simple. To make an AI smarter, you just needed it to think more before every single action. Basically, just throw more computing power at it. But a groundbreaking new approach completely flips that idea on its head. It argues for doing more, letting the AI learn by just interacting with the world through exploration and good old trial and error. And this is where it gets crazy.
because the results were totally counterintuitive. By letting the agent do more, take more steps, backtrack from its mistakes, explore its environment, its overall performance actually went up a lot. And get this, the amount of computer power it used for thinking at each step actually went down.
Which brings us to this. This really is the key takeaway from all this research. For AI agents that have to actually act in the world, the thing holding them back isn't their processing speed, it's experience. In other words, the bottleneck isn't how deep they can think, it's how broadly they can interact with the world around them.
Okay, so this is all fascinating high-level research, right? But what does it actually mean for you? Let's boil all this down into a simple playbook with 3 strategies you can use, especially if you're a solopreneur trying to get the most out of these incredibly powerful new tools. Okay, number 1, let your agents do. This means you should probably favor tools that allow for trial and error, not just ones that give a single static answer. Number 2, give your AI structure. For any complex multi-step task, give it a framework or a template, kind of like we saw with that S³AP method, to keep it from getting lost. And finally, number 3, you've got to test for those weird failures. Don't just check if it succeeded. Actively poke at its blind spots, like spatial reasoning or memory, so you actually understand its real-world limits. So, this big shift from a passive brain to an active participant, that's where all of this is headed. It's the huge leap from book smarts to street smarts. And it leaves us with a really fascinating question. As AI learns to do more and more in our world, what's the first real-world task you'd want an AI agent to just completely take off your plate? And as that happens, what new kinds of genius and what new unexpected failures are we all about to discover?